So let's go back to tonight. It's really good to see so many of you here. Some of you are supporters of the party. Some of you are members of the party, but many of you have never had an affiliation with a political party. And some of you have never voted. But I think it's fair to say that all of you here tonight are here out of a sense of frustration, of desperation, and downright anger at the way our country has been run into the ground. And let me tell you, that is something I'm seeing around the country. I have been on the road for the last 9 months. I have seen over 7,000 people across the United Kingdom. These are people just like you. From Burnley to Sunderland, from Penrith to Hull, from Ipswich to Wigan, Walsall to Aberdeen, and Llandudno to Preston. And here in Milton Keynes, I think the message could not be clearer. This current government is the worst government any of us have ever seen in our lifetimes. This government is directionless, it's rudderless, it's devoid of principles, it's devoid of policies, and it lacks any coherence at all. And I've been thinking about this because great countries need a great leader. What do we have? Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer, ladies and gentlemen, is a failed human rights lawyer who prefers Davos to Devon. He's a man who has alienated almost the entire British electorate. He is a man who languishes with a net approval rating, wait for this, of -47. In fact, I can tell you his approval rating is so bad that at this very point in time, the taxman, rail replacement buses, and even the BBC are more popular than the Prime Minister. Around the country, and it really honestly doesn't matter where I go in this country, people are angry. They're furious. They have lost all hope. They see no future for themselves, for their children, for their grandchildren. And that is why Reform UK is very clear. We will always stand up for family, for community, and for country, and I think that is the right thing to do as we move forward into the future. There is no doubt the Labour government is out of ideas, out of time, and quite frankly, it should be booted out of office, should it not? The Labour government also has absolutely no idea what it is doing. It's now on its 16th U-turn. Talk to anyone here. They've trashed the economy and they have kicked businesses where it hurts. And that is what all business owners are telling me. The rise in employer national insurance contributions has decimated companies, forcing many to stop recruiting or close their doors. They've launched full frontal attacks on our farmers, on our industrial base, on our pubs, on people who work hard, and for me, the worst sin of all is attacking our pensioners, which is unacceptable. They have also, and let's be clear about this, presided over rocketing energy costs, worshipping on the altar of net zero. And in a very, very unstable world, they're giving away sovereign British territory, running down our armed forces and cozying up to China. It is embarrassing, it is unacceptable, and it is utter madness. And unforgivably, as Zia will touch on later, they have allowed the illegal invasion of our country to continue unabated. 41,000 people came here illegally last year. That is the second highest number of crossings ever recorded. Let me be very clear. Only a Reform UK government will stop this country being invaded once and for all. The government knows it's in trouble. It knows it's in deep trouble, and it is lashing out, accusing Reform UK of wanting to privatise the NHS. These are cheap tactics. As a doctor, a medical doctor, and the person who wrote our health policy, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a blatant lie. It smacks of desperation. Let me be very clear as well. Under a Reform UK government, the NHS remains free at the point of need. Do not listen to the Labour lies. But here's the problem. Labour aren't the only liars in town. The Tories betrayed your trust. People I've spoken to around the country know it was the Tories that actually broke Britain. Let's remind ourselves, the Tories presided over record tax hikes, a cost of living crisis, austerity, and public service erosion. The Tories also managed to bankrupt the country. They missed house building targets, and as a former MEP, they betrayed Brexit. The Tories also destroyed the NHS, and unforgivably, they turned the country into a police state in the COVID pandemic. They consigned elderly people to die alone, frightened, and without family, and that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is totally unacceptable. And they were responsible, don't forget, for an open-door immigration policy. They let in nearly 150,000 illegal migrants, and under Boris Johnson, they allowed 3.8 million unskilled migrants legally into this country, and by the way, half of them will never work. Having toured this country, it is clear people around the country will never forgive the Tories for what they did. So given the two main parties have abjectly failed this country, some people are turning to Ed Davey. Well, quite. And the Lib Dems in desperation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I call desperate, and I don't think I need to say any more about the Lib Dems, which then means it only leaves Zach Polanski. Do not let him hypnotise you into voting Green. The Green Party, ladies and gentlemen, is a major threat to British national security. It is a party more interested in Gaza than in Great Britain. Do not vote for the Green Party. They are incredibly dangerous. So as a true patriot, that now brings me to where we are now. I honestly, passionately believe that Reform UK is the last chance for this country. As chairman, I'm so proud to say this. We're the fastest growing political party in this country. We are now the largest political party in this country. Since I've been chairman of this party, we have gained 5,000 new members every single month. We also won a seismic victory against the government, and if you remember, they tried to cancel elections for 4.5 million people in this country. It was wrong, it was undemocratic, and thanks to the fight mounted by Reform UK, that wrong has been put right. Those elections are back on, and democracy reigns. We now have 8 members of parliament, and we are not stopping there. We have also led the last 250 opinion polls, and the latest polls now have us on course to win a thumping parliamentary majority. If those figures are right, and if we go on to win a thumping majority, there is some sad news. We would have to say goodbye to Angela Rayner. She would be out. I know. We would also have to say goodbye to Rachel Reeves. And here's my favourite. We would also say goodbye to Mad Ed Miliband. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, the future is bright. The future is turquoise. But this can really only happen with your help. This is your chance to be part of our movement and change British political history. Everyone here tonight can make the difference. We need you to support us, to become members, and most importantly, to put your names forward to stand for us at these elections, which are in just 7 weeks' time. Just look at the difference people just like you have made so far. So in Staffordshire, Reform UK has saved 63 county farms from being sold. In Derbyshire, Reform UK has cleared the pothole backlog we inherited. We had 17,000 potholes, down to 0 in the first 10 months of our administration. And in West Northamptonshire, Reform served notice on all 3 asylum hotels in the area, and we, Reform UK, are determined to shut all asylum hotels permanently. And look, we mean business. Reform UK councils have delivered and identified over £700 million in savings in local government in their first year. And Reform UK councils have the lowest average council tax increase of any party. In summary, unlike the failed establishment, we, Reform UK, are delivering for local people. In just over 7 weeks, on May the 7th, elections are taking place across the country, including here in Milton Keynes. I cannot emphasise how important these elections are. This is your chance to hit the government where it really hurts. So my final message to you all here tonight is to show this government how angry you really are about the way they have treated you. And ladies and gentlemen, I implore you to vote for Reform UK.